Alright, so our first mission is find all the door sounds. You can find that in your content browser. What I like to do is show all assets. Kind of make this a little bit bigger so we can see. Still just a little bit bigger. There we can see. Now, there is sound cues. And there is a lot of sound cues. Tons and tons and tons of sound cues. Unfortunately, by hitting all assets, going into sound cues, there's not much you can do about showing just door sound cues. I don't know why that is. See, if I type in door, it doesn't narrow down this at all. They're alphabetical, however. So what I'm going to do here is just kind of look through this. Sometimes it's so much easier just to have one row of them. Oh, I just passed it. There we go. There's 4 of these. There's door, close start cue, close stop cue, open start cue, and open stop cue. Okay, and we'll get into this. We'll need open start cue, and then we'll also need Kismet. Okay, so just know that I have that highlighted over here on my other monitor. Over here, we're going to right click, add a new action, sound, play sound. This is the start cue. So over here, while that's highlighted over on my other monitor, I'm going to hit this, and you can see it mounts it in the play sound. Hold Control, click and drag. I'm going to add this to touched. You can take and copy this. Control C, Control V. Okay, below here I can add a comment like, oh, let's say this one is start cue. There we go. That makes it a little easier for the student to wrap their heads around this. And this is stop cue. This one I'm going to switch out. So over here in my content browser, let me get back to where that was. There is start open cue. This is open stop cue. I want that one here. And then I'll recomment this one to say stop cue. Okay, so what's the difference here? What is a stop cue compared to a start cue, right? Well, really, it's just telling it to shut up. Okay, when I hit start, when I touch this, something's going to trigger it off. Let's say the door was half open. Well, immediately when I untouch the trigger, I want the sound of the door to stop. If I do not do this, it'll keep continuing to go. So it'll sound like it's opening, but really it's shut. Does that make sense? So let's go to completed. We're going to get play. So anytime this action gets fully completed, that's when it stops. If it never gets completed, well, it'll immediately stop automatically. Alright, well, let's play this and see what happens. I got sound a little bit higher on this so you can hear it. But when it shuts, no sound. So that's what we have to work on next, is this stop, or the reverse of it. Okay. Let's go back to Kismet and add a couple more of these. Again, I'm going to copy this one, move it over here, and I'll copy this one, move it over here. Then I'll reverse these sounds out. Now we're looking at close. Again, close start cue should be mounted here. And close stop cue entered here. So what do these get attached to? Well, anytime I untouch something, the door is going to shut. So that would be play. And anytime the animation gets reversed out, that's when this should play. Now, what I do is just like to organize these so they're not crossing over each other all the time. It's just really ugly to kind of see that. These things are really an art form themselves. I'm really, as a person, I kind of sport these a little bit. This is a very simple one, but as you get going, these can get very complex. When I was a kid, electronics really, I got into electronics a lot, and I love the fact that, this kind of fits that bill. It feels like you're attaching wires to things rather than just animating things. You're really plugging it in and seeing how it all works. I can just play an editor. Perfect. All right, we are done. We have a working door. It has sound. Everything is kosher. All right, move on to the next video where I can kind of give you your assignment.